In this video, I'm talking with the COO of Crankk, one of my favorite dipping projects that recently launched the one-click multi-mining feature where anyone can for free start mining 16 different crypto coins and tokens at the same time with just one device. And it can be with any of these devices. So I'll be asking Crankk's COO, Milan Minev, if we're already able to multi-mine 16 coins, how many more will we be able to mine in the future? How does the multi-mining feature work? Why are Crankk releasing so many of their features for free? Which device is the easiest to start mining Crankk with? And what does Crankk have in store for us in the future? And before we jump into the AMA, I will just give a short introduction about Crankk and why I personally like them so much. Crankk is a full IoT project on the Cardano blockchain where every single aspect is working on the blockchain, which is very unique. And Crankk themselves have never sold any devices and instead just allow for us people to use any of these 20 plus different devices and onboard them to Crankk and start contributing to the network and earn daily rewards. Many of these devices were used for helium mining back in the day, like the Bobcat miner, and the best part is that these devices require almost no power at all, so the potential earnings upside is large when mining so many coins at the same time, especially now when this feature is free. I've been following and making videos about Crankk for almost 1.5 years now, and the reason I like Crankk so much is because they are the opposite of what most other crypto projects are about. Crankk are building solutions first, offering them for free to their community, enabling most IoT devices to join without selling any devices themselves, and now even including other projects to join where they benefit as well from the activity of these devices. So Crankk are very inclusive, working together with others, and are more about the usage of the networks and solutions instead of being a cash grab, which we almost always see with other projects. And Crankk have been building like this, putting up most of the funding themselves, and there have been no marketing, not trying to push to sell something, but instead letting their community and usage grow organically. And now when the unique products such as the multi-mining feature have started becoming so much better than anything else within the crypto sector, it seems other projects and now a lot of people are reaching out to Crankk. And that to me is the right way to go about starting a crypto dipping project. It's not easy, it's probably very expensive, but it's honest and their intentions come from a good place. And I think this will favor their success. And I personally think the people who have been mining Crankk and keep on mining Crankk until they really start releasing their solutions out into the world will benefit greatly from that. If you want to see a full setup tutorial on how to get started with Crankk and how to onboard your miner, I will leave a video here to that you can see, and I will also leave a link to that video in the description below. Alright, let's jump into the AMA with Milan Minev. So could you please give us a short introduction to this Crankk's new multi-mining feature, what it is?
I did not know that it's a new. We can say it's the new UI UX availability for the users, but Crankk offers this almost in day one with Crankk and Helium as a multi-mining solution or option, and because of Crankk OS and Crankk Image as an open source root accessible SSH operating system, we give full control to the users, and everyone can install everything that they're willing to do and use their single board computers, their LoRa gateways. But for the last, for community users implement different projects based on Crankk OS and Crankk Image on their gateways, and the community start to ask why you don't make it more easier for us not to do it through SSH by themselves manually, because not everyone is technically knowledgeable to make it all installation for the users. And we provide the first public beta testing to be used in the beta phase from everyone. And the moment more than 2,000 gateways using the beta multi-mining features, and this is available right now. Through your local dashboard, you're going to settings in your full gateway, change to participate in the test group, and change to the beta branch. And after that, everything is updated over the air. But yeah, we follow the community and we deliver it.
In an easy way, could you describe how this multi-mining feature now with all the different dipping projects, how it works using the Crankk local dashboard?
Thanks to our core dev team, they researched the project, they researched the way how it's more friendly user to be implemented in our operating system. They made the necessary change on the Docker side because most of the projects are built on Docker containers. and we're in communication with a few of the projects. We're in official partnerships already with Ator, with P-Fi, and soon other partnerships will be released as well. And this is our main idea. We don't want to make money from the partnerships, and we work with this project developers to make the most easy implementation in Crankk. Most of the time it's their official way to be implemented in our operating system, and we just test is it work on all different hardwares, because Crankk it's like Uber and Airbnb. What it's on the market, we use it. We reverse engineers Bobcat, Lynx Dots, Raspberry Pis based hardwares, LoRa gateways. Once we reverse engineer these gateways, after that we start to implement the different projects to test them. Is it work on all different gateways? And when we are happy with the alpha version, we release it to the public beta version. It's hard to make something to work on 36-40 different manufacturers with their own custom solutions as a hardware, but we managed to do it, and at the moment the feedback it's very positive. It's the multi-mining for this 12 project that we implement right now. You just install the solution for the each project, and we're not responsible for the project, because you have full control over this installation. You have the log files, you still have the SSH control for access to the gateway, and you can see what's happening behind the curtains inside in the code. If you have the knowledge, or you can read everywhere, it's a public available. And to be able to participate in one project, you need to follow their rules to put your wallet for the specific blockchain or the specific project, because some of them are based on Solana, the others are based on ERC20 blockchains. And your wallet for this project is not like a pool, is nothing that you share with us. We don't have a cut on these projects. You just use the project as it is. And we make it more user friendly for you, just with one click to follow the steps and to work smoothly as much as possible.
What is Crankk's stance behind enabling all of this free software and tools for free? What are the thoughts behind that?
This is the community. The community asks and we deliver it. As always, we're following the community. When we release something, we just monitoring our community for their feedback, and we collect this feedback and thoughts, and we make the changes. As I told you earlier, we saw that one of the most active member from the community, he's not a Crankk employee, Hector, he made a lot of implementation and videos, and we asked ourselves, okay, the community asks all the time when we can make it easier for us, when we can participate in the multi-mining, and why not? And we start to make these implementations, and we are looking only for the cross-marketing and partnership with this project. We don't want to make money from this project or from the community or from the users. Yes, this future as a multi-mining in beta, it's 100% free. Once we finish the entire project as a multi-mining, we'll move it under the license agreement. It will be free, and nothing need to be paid on top for all software Crankk license owners. This is the main idea, to say thank you to the community who participate and help and support to Crankk. But still, after the stable version, Crankk OS and Crankk Image will be always for free. That's mean if you don't want to participate in Crankk software license program, you can use Crankk OS and Crankk Image to install by yourself all those projects, because all the projects they have own explanations and guides and wiki pages and step-by-step how to install Docker container on Linux operating system based. We're not looking after the hype or the fast track or the fast lane. We just work. We have a lot of work till end of the year. And 2025 will be the most important year for us, because then we will start to offer our SaaS products to the business, because Crankk it's much more than the IoT network. Crankk built the softwares by ourselves. Crankk built the LoRa network servers by ourselves. Crankk built the entire cloud infrastructure by ourselves. Everything it's on chain, on Cadena. It's one of a kind solutions. We can't copy paste from somewhere. And all these solutions need to be in place before we go to offer our products. We first deliver the product, and then we can say, look, this is the product, and it's work right now, front of you, for you, and you can use it immediately.
How many different projects are you aiming to onboard to this feature in the future? Are we talking like 10, 20, 30 more?
First of all, it depends of the hardware. From the software level and development level from our side, is not a problem to implement as much as possible. But this is not our main focus. Our main focus is to test each implementation as much as possible on different hardwares. We have at the moment a couple of new projects that we're testing. And the interest that we have right now on Crankk as a multi-mining solution for Deepin projects, it's huge. I mean, a lot of projects contact us, but we're not in a rush about that because we need to test everything, then to release it to the community, and after that to see how the community react. As I told you, we're based on the community feedback and suggestions and thoughts. We tested all 12 projects right now on, let's say, on Bobcat G280 1 GB of RAM, and all of them were running smoothly at once. And we tested that. I mean, I mentioned the low specification hardware gateway, but you can use any kind of gateway like the rack or SenseCap, but they're running on 1 GB of RAM on low specification gateway as a Bobcat without any issues. Yes, we'll add more projects into the multi-mining section, but as I say earlier, each user can add as many as they wish. It's up to the hardware specification and capability through the SSH. At the moment, we tested up to 20 without any issue. Let's say it in this way.
This multi-mining feature, it is free as of now, as it is in this beta test stage, but will it be free in the future as well?
Right now in beta test, it's absolutely free for everyone, and the beta test will continue maybe in 1 month more or up to 2 months. It depends of our implementations, because in this multi-mining program is not only the multi-mining. We will implement the utility side, different tools that help for the community to monitoring, to control their gateways and etc. I will not share more information like that like right now, but you can see later on what features will be added. After that, when we move to the stable version, the idea here for the multi-mining is to follow the community. That means we need to implement all those software solutions to the Crankk ecosystem. And this is like to say thank you to the community for their support, for the Crankster that onboard their gateways on Crankk and they own a software license, Crankk software license. If you own a Crankk software license, this is free for you and not need to will be added from our side on top to pay or anything else. We will provide a solution as well. Right now, Crankk software license, it's $150 lifetime, but we'll make monthly subscription models for users that would like to use the entire multi-mining operations, all those projects to be added on their gateways, and much more from the utility side as a subscription model. This was planned a long time ago, but now with the multi-mining feature and the interest to the multi-mining feature, will make it more easier and available for everyone. Yes, if you own a software license, it's free for you in the stable version. In the beta version now, it's free for you for everyone.
If you were to choose one device that you would think this is the best and easiest and cheapest device to get to start with Crankk, which device do you think that is?
Rack, Minted, SenseCap, Controlino, almost every Raspberry Pi based gateways. It's they're very good as a hardware and running without any issues. Finestra as well, because it's a Raspberry Pi based. I prefer, and I would like to suggest to everyone to use what they have, because this is the main idea of Crankk, to repurpose and reuse, recycling the hardware on the market. We are very green motivated to use and not need to sell hardware. We have already different partnerships in place that we reuse old hardwares that was not sold on the market. I mean, they're manufactured already, they stay on piles, but we have really good surprise for this. And
as a last question, are there any other hints or anything you can share about what Crankk will be releasing in the future?
This is the mobile app, Crankk mobile app. We released the first alpha test mobile version for Android and iOS, and everyone who participate in the Crankk community as a dev or ambassador or alpha tester can test right now and work as a Cadena wallet as well. And you have full control of your Crankk user dashboard and gateways through the mobile app. The second and maybe the most major update that everyone asks and wait, Crankk release one-click sensor onboarding, and this is one of a kind solution. Not need any third party. You just go on the Crankk user dashboard, put your sensor ID and app key, and your sensor starts to work immediately, and you visualize all the data on the user dashboard. One place, one click, one solution, on chain.